It's finals time in Prague, folks. It's women's and men's canoe. It's the second International Canoe Federation Canoe Slalom World Cup of 2023. We have lined up for you the 10 best women, the 10 best men in canoe slalom, and they will be paddling for gold in just minutes from now. My name is Ross Solly. It's a great privilege to be able to bring you this finals action this afternoon from Prague. I can tell you, it is jam-packed with fans. The crowd has come out in force to watch, and why wouldn't they? There's a very strong Czech representation in the final, but there are plenty of athletes who are ready to challenge. Joining me in the commentary from Slovakia, Sona Stanovska. Sona, wonderful lineup for the final, wonderful conditions. It's not too hot, not too cold. It's like the porridge in the Three Bears right now, just perfect for finals action.
Yeah, thank you for having me here. I think that this final will be really strong, but we still miss one girl from Czech Republic, Terka Fischerová, which was my girl I was hoping for. But anyway, a lot of big names.
Yeah, I suppose she is one of the big names missing. The other one, of course, is the reigning world champion, Andrea Herzog, who didn't even take the start line this morning. She was scheduled to go just before you on the water, but didn't turn up. Let's have a look at one of our
I compete for Great Britain, and I'm really looking forward to flying it out to Paris. The Olympic selections are going to be throughout the end of the year with our Lee Valley Worlds at home, which is really exciting. And then we have Paris World Cup and also another little selections at the end of October. I know it's going to be a tough job to beat my teammate Mallory, but we're going to push each other to the top. I'm doing C1, K1 and kayak cross across the 4 days of racing at each World Cup, also at the European Games and also the World Championships. So it's going to be a really tough season for that, trying to be consistently there in the top 10, and know the other girls are going to step up with it being the year before the Olympics. It's going to be a tough shot, but I'm really excited for it.
Great Britain's Kimberly Woods. She is one of two Brits in this final. Of course, she mentioned there Mallory Franklin. They are both set to race. I was mentioning just then Andrea Herzog didn't take to the start line this morning. Unfortunately, she was a bit off colour. And yesterday really struggled to make the final. In fact, didn't make the final last week either in Augsburg, so it hasn't been a great start to the season for the defending world champion. But don't you worry about the quality of this field, Sona Stanovska. There is an Olympic champion in there. There are Olympic silver medalist Mallory Franklin is there. There are some good young paddlers as well who are coming through and really starting to make their mark.
Yeah, I think that the Czech team is really good here. It's their home course, so I hope that they can show as their team colleagues did yesterday.
Well, the crowd has certainly come out to cheer them on. So there are two Czechs, Tereza Neblova and Gabi Satkova, both in the final. Let's have a look at where all the problems have been today. And gates 12 and gates 21 and gate 18 as well. But it's that combination, Sona, down the bottom of the course. I think it's gates 21, 22, 23. It's a really challenging combination, isn't it?
Yeah, even for C1 when you miss the second blade on your pedal, so it's really hard to turn your boat and use the water correctly.
I think we saw yesterday in the K1, it was where the finals were won and lost. Will it be the same today for the C1 final? We are underway. We have 10 athletes vying for gold. And the first athlete on the water from Poland is Klaudia Zwolinska. She snuck into the final. I think she was a bit surprised. Her time wasn't fantastic in the semi-final, but it was good enough because there were a lot of problems for a lot of athletes trying to qualify. So for Klaudia Zwolinska, she finished, I think, 6th in the K1 final yesterday. Had a lot of touches on this exact same course, exact same gate settings. So it'll be interesting, Sona, to see what she's learned, and that is the advantage for a lot of these paddlers who get to do this K1 then line up again for the C1.
Yes, compared to last year, so now for this year the ICF choose that only few gates can be changed between qualification and semi-finals. So she done a lot of runs already, so she might know what to do in each gate.
I think her number one ambition at the moment would be to stay clear of penalties, and so far she's looking on track. She's going without penalty. The time that Monica Doria Villarubla set in the semi-final was a 1:12.66. We sort of thought earlier this morning, Sonna, that a time around 1:10 would win gold this afternoon, maybe even under 1:10 with some of the top athletes could win a gold medal. There's a touch on gate 19, but we're still going to have a reasonable time here for Claudia Zwolinska. Just blowing out a little bit now, though.
Yes, until the top was really fast, but without any touches. But at the bottom, she had some small struggles, which cost her time. But anyway, she might be happy with this run. It's not really used to that we have her in C1's final.
No, she'd be happy to be in the final, and now she's got that weight. I mean, we have seen so many times, Sonna, in finals, the athlete who goes out first on the course, they're often not happy with their run, but then as the final progresses, as people start taking risks and doing crazy things, all of a sudden they find themselves in the medal mix. So she will stand there now and watch the next 9 paddlers go, and you just never know in a final what could happen.
Yes, also yesterday we could saw Emily Hilgertova, which didn't have the best run ever, but her middle section was really fast, and in the end she was 4th. So
she's a bit out of breath at the moment for Claudia Zwolinska. Now here is the first of the Czechs, Tereza Neblova. You'll hear the crowd getting behind this former Junior World Championship silver medalist, fantastic wild water paddler. As I mentioned, the Wild Water World Championships are on this weekend in Augsburg, and you can see the coverage on ICF channels later today. But at the moment, Tereza Neblova, her mind is a million miles away from Augsburg because she wants to win a medal here in front of a home crowd in Prague. And already the crowd are getting behind her, and she's looking very slippery up the top of the course. Sonna, looking like a nice combination for her.
yes, I mean that she's the older sister from Sisters Duo, but her younger sister didn't make it to the senior team this year. But Tereza is really strong and young paddler, so...
Good move, clean too. It was a risky move, but she got through, and at the moment she's under that split well and truly. This is a challenging little combination too, gates 14 to 15. You've got to slide across the course, but she's done it well, and at the moment all systems go for Tereza Neblova. Now she's down in front of that crowd. Look at that crowd in the background. Oh, that is tight. The judges will have a very close look at, oh, they've already given it a 50. They're reviewing it. I think the crowd told the judges, review it, but it looked pretty tight, Sonna. What did you think?
From this angle, it was really hard to say, but the judges have different angles, so they absolutely can see the gate from like another 3 angles. So
yeah, it's now been confirmed that is a 50-second penalty, so that's taken a bit of the sting out of the crowd. And Tereza Neblova, she acknowledges the crowd, acknowledges the support. Shake of the head, though. It's not going to be her day today. Unfortunately, she took the risk. She took a very, very straight line there, and then we'll probably see the replay in a moment. It's on just too much of a risk, and you've got to get the whole head between the gates, and yeah, here we go from this angle. You'll see, no.
That was a 50, but without it, it was a really challenging time for the rest of the girls.
Yes, it was. Without it, would have been a time of around 1:14, which would have been a challenging time. We know the fastest time in the semi was a 1:12. So now Kimberly Woods, we saw her video before the race. She really, really wants to make a mark in C1. She went to the Olympics, of course, as a K1 paddler, but she's doing both. She's been doing both for many, many years now. Just such a strong competitor. always puts it out there on the water, never leaves anything to chance, and really will, when this race is over, you'll know that she's put every single thing, every fibre of her body will be going into this run. So she's underway now, Kimberly Woods, looking to make her mark on a canoe final.
As she said in a video we could see before the finals, for this year they will have Olympic qualification, and for the spectators it's always nice to see two really good girls and just showing what they can do, and really tight fight between them.
Sure, it's such a good point, Sonna, and having the World Championships at home in Lee Valley, it'll be like the Prague crowd here for the Czech paddlers. They will really get behind the Brits in Lee Valley, especially because not only will it be World Championships but also Olympic qualifiers. So good run so far from Kimberly, nice and tidy, no penalties at this stage, and her time is pretty reasonable. So if she can hold it together down the bottom here and not make a mistake, Kimberly Woods will be in a very good position at this early stage of this women's season. Oh, the commentators curse. It kicks in again. They hate me. They hate me, Sonna. They hate me talking them up on the water because I'm always putting the curse on them.
That upstream is really hard because you're going from the side and the boat is jumping, so you really need to be focused to keep your boat flat, but sometimes it's just too hard.
She's still going to be our race leader. She'll go in under the time by more than 3 seconds. And she knows without that touch, it could have been actually something quite useful.
Yeah, without the touch, I think she might think about the medal, but with the touch, it will be hard.
Don't drink the water, Kimberly. Keep the mouth closed. We've seen already this week a few people have made the fatal mistake of keeping the mouth open on the run down, and they've paid the price. Beautiful course here in Prague, let's say that. The crowd is fantastic. I just don't think I'd like to drink the water.
Yeah, the water is really dirty and it smells so bad.
I was trying to be courteous about that, but you've nailed it exactly. The water is dirty and it smells dreadful. And a couple of the athletes have found themselves sitting up late at night paying the price for a gobful of water. So Kimberly Woods now, so she's sitting there on a 1:15. The question is, can she hold on now with a lot of very good athletes to come, including this young lady from Slovakia, Zuzana Pankova. She's really come along in the last couple of years, Sonna. You've seen a lot of her, I'm sure. She's paddling well.
Yeah, she's from the second biggest city in Slovakia, but there she don't have a whitewater course, so she need to travel a lot, and I know that she have a little bit problem with it because of course she's still on the high school, and it's kind of hard to do both.
So where is she training at the moment?
So in a season, she is most of the time in Bratislava or in Liptovsky, or otherwise at home on the flat water. And then in this winter, we was together in Brazil, in Rio, so we spent a lot of time there.
She's certainly an exciting paddler, and good for you, Sonna, to have somebody challenging you at home to push you and to keep you working as hard as you possibly can to keep that place and to push each other to stronger times and stronger results. So I always think it's much stronger for a country when you've got athletes who can work together with each other and push each other.
Yeah, she looks really good in C1, but unfortunately she missed the team in K1. Instead of 3 girls had the same points, and then Hashova won. So, but anyway, in C1 probably she is the strongest girl from my country right now, and yeah, she's really powerful. Like she can do, even if she do some mistake like here, we can see that she's really powerful, and somehow she can manage it.
So she's not going to be inside the time of Kimberly Woods. She's going to be outside that. So she slips into to second at the moment. She had a touch up the top. She's pretty happy to be here. She's an exciting young paddler. She's one of the bright stars on the horizon for our sport. going into the future. As Sonna said, still at high school and still working so hard to become a top-level paddler. There are so many challenges. I mentioned Sonna when I was calling this morning when you were on the screen. You've just finished some pretty extensive studies as well, so it's been hard for you to balance as well between your studies and your paddling.
Yes, I finished university and I was studying law, so it was really hard to do both. But for this season, I'm done with the university, so right now I am more focusing on sport.
So we're going to see the best of you. The best of you is still to come, Sonna. There are our top three at the moment. Kimberly Woods leading from Zuzana Pankova and Claudia Zwolinska sitting in third. Now, this is the young lady who made us all sit up and take notice last week when she won a silver medal in Augsburg behind Jessica Fox. Angèle Hook from France. She was so excited to win her first World Cup medal, Senior World Cup medal last week. Can she put that form into use here in Prague? I think the course last week was very challenging. You missed it last week, Sonna, but a lot of the athletes were saying just how challenging it was. This is just as challenging, I can tell you. There are parts here of this course which some of these paddlers are going to have nightmares about for days to come. Angèle has made a good start, good young paddler from France.
I love her style. Her boat is always pushing forward and she is not doing any big mistakes, just always keep the boat flat, and it works for her.
Oh, yeah, you've got commentators cursing as well, so that's what happens. We talk athletes up and boom, we cost them a penalty. So just as soon as she had one gate reviewed and removed, she gets another one added. So a 2-second penalty for Angèle Hook. Is she good enough to absorb that 2-second penalty and still be in the mix? This is the fifth paddler of 10 in the final. So the time she wants to go under would be Kimberly Woods' 1:15.74. I think it's going to be very hard for her to do that at the moment. She's going to have to really nail this move. Angèle Hook, she's taken the direct line. Oh, there is the problem.
There is a change there a lot, so you really need to react so fast, and sometimes some mistakes just happen, as we could see right now.
The water it's so strong there, isn't it? Just blew her off course and took her right out of the line she wanted. So all of a sudden, what was looking like a reasonable run has slipped her down now. She's disappointed, you can see that. She's in a good position. She had a gate touch up the top, but her time was still there. Was the touch very early on, gate 2 in fact. Not a great way to start your run, knowing you've already got a 2-second penalty in the final. But she'd picked it up. She'd picked up some time through the middle of the course, but then, yes, just on that really tricky combination, choosing the wrong line and getting blown out the side and having to come back and correct your mistake. She's now got herself into a position where she's 4th of 5. So our leader at the halfway stage, Great Britain's Kimberly Woods. I don't know that she'll feel that her time is good enough for a medal. We'll hear from her in just a moment. See what she thinks about the state of play. We've still got 5 very good athletes to come, though. It's going to be challenging. Let's have a listen now to Kimberly Woods from Great Britain, our leader at the halfway mark.
Okay, we're halfway through the finals. How do you feel?
You know, anything can happen in a final, and I'm just proud of myself how I executed all of my runs this weekend. It's a tough course.
Okay, and do you think it'll be good enough for a medal?
Anything can happen, but there's some really good boats down, like my teammate Mallory. Big her up, big crowds, like let's go for it and see what happens.
Okay, thank you.
Well, good to see her giving her teammates some support. There is intense rivalry, of course, as there is on every team between the different athletes, but getting right behind Mallory Franklin. She is the Olympic silver medalist, still to come, the Olympic gold medalist, still to come. Gabby Satkova, you know that she's going to do a good time, Sona, on this course, her home course here. Elena Lilik, of course, is a former world champion in the C1. And Monica Doria Villarubla just really made us all take notice with her run. So there's some quality to come.
Yeah, I think that Gabriela, she has really good semi-final run, but at the bottom she had some struggles. But without it, her time was just amazing, and she could still, with such a big mistake, make the finals. So if she can make it right now, it might be a really good result for her.
It looks like the rain has arrived at the course. This make you feel very, very happy that I got you into the commentary box, Sona, where it's nice and dry and nice and warm, and we can sit here and watch the best view of the house. Mallory Franklin now, her first World Cup of the season. She watched on from afar last week in Augsburg. She's shown, though, that she's in very, very good form. She stayed in the UK, like a lot of athletes travel to different parts of the world for the winter just to get some training in. But Mallory chose to stay in the UK over the winter. She did have that injury to her hand, which kept her off the water for a few weeks. But she has shown in the last couple of days that she's in very, very good form. And she is looking now to knock her teammate Kimberly Woods off the top of the leaderboard to put herself in the mix for a medal. She's got a new paint design on her boat this year as well, Sona. It's very eye-catching, isn't it? I like it a lot.
Yes, some new also colors for her, and she looks really good.
Good top of the course now for Mallory Franklin. The split time, well, it's good as a to give us an overall idea, but we know that Kimberly Woods had trouble at the bottom of the course, so there's plenty of time for Mallory Franklin to make up at the bottom of the course. We did predict earlier today that we thought that a time of around 1:10 would win a medal, or would win potentially a gold medal. At the moment, Kimberly Woods' time is at 1:15, so if our predictions are correct, there's plenty of wriggle room now for athletes to get under that and to put themselves in the mix. And at the moment, Mallory Franklin's putting together a very nice run.
Yeah, she looks really calm, and her boat is just pushing. Wow! She's doing such a great job here.
More than 3 seconds ahead of her teammate. And if she nails this move, which it... Oh!
Anyway, with the touch, she might have a really good time.
Even with the touch, she's going to go into the lead. Not by a lot, but not by a lot. 2 seconds, goodness me, 2.6 seconds. With a touch, though, Sona, and will that be the difference? That 2-second penalty.
Yeah, we can see in her face that she's kind of happy, but she's still thinking about the touch.
Do you know what I think is going through her mind now? She's thinking, oh, God, another minor medal.
I know.
Because she's won so many minor medals, it annoys the heck out of her. She'll never say it publicly. In fact, she might do. She might do. She doesn't mind speaking her mind. Let's not get ahead of ourselves, though. She's in the gold medal position at the moment, but there are 4 athletes to go. But I think she's probably thinking now, oh, I can't win gold with a 2-second penalty. Am I going to win another silver or bronze medal?
Still a lot of good athletes come, so...
Yep. Well, there you poke your tongue out there. Now, there's Mum watching on as Jess Fox. She looks very calm, doesn't she, Sona?
Yeah, I think after her first World Cup, when she had such an amazing run in Augsburg right now, she knows that she, even with a small mistake, she can win. So that's such a good opportunity compared to other girls. Yesterday,
she went under the 100 mark in the K1, and no one else did it. And look at this already. Already she is saying, okay, this is a final. This is when I bring out the big moves. And let's have a look at this split. She's going to be well and truly under Mallory's split at the moment, and just bouncing across those waves. Sona Stanoska, she is putting together a very special run.
You can always see that in semi-finals she has some small mistakes, but then the athletes usually are doing some video analyzing, and I think she's really good at it, because between her semi-final and final she can still put so much time down, as we can see right now. So amazing.
The judges are looking at gate 10. We'll have a look at that in just a moment in the replay, what they're looking at. It did look like it was the head under the bar, so surely that's not going to be a 50. And gate 11. We'll look at that in just a moment because her raw time is going to be incredible. There is that. Oh, just as I said. Oh, Jess just giving herself a little bit of a headache there. But she's still well and truly under this split time. It's not the greatest run I've ever seen Jessica Fox do. It's fallen apart a little bit through the middle stages.
But still, she knows that she is fast and she has some good technique we could saw in the top of the course. And look at the time.
She's going to go under 110 by 6 seconds. 6 seconds, but what are they reviewing? What are they reviewing, the judges? Let's have a look. You can see the Australian team there. They're a little bit nervous. Jess looks, it's like a nervous smile at the moment. I think it was gates 10 and 11, wasn't it, that they're reviewing? So here's gate 10. That's fine. I can't see anything there. Gate 11. Oh, I don't know what. Anyway.
She was really close to the gate, so maybe they are looking for some touch, but
let's have a look there. That's...
even with 2 touches, she will win, I think, so.
Oh, maybe, just maybe, but it's so close.
I think for me it looks clear, but the judges have set a bigger screen that we have here, so
and they can get up super close. That was not a great gate for Jess. She's doing a little bit of panel beating there on her boat. Cost her a second, probably. She's still managed to get 4. Well, they've given her 1 touch. And they're reviewing the other one. So they have decided that there was a touch on gate 10. The question is gate 11. No, okay, the asterisk is off. So she has 1 touch and a time of 109.13. So there is the time under 110. Gabby Satkova is very much capable of going under that time, though.
Yeah, this is her home course, so she knows everything here, and she knows that she is fast. She already has some big medals, even in the senior category, so...
That gives you an indication now of how fast Jess Fox was at the top of the course. Of course, the crowd there, you can see them in the background. It is a full house here, and they will be lifting their local hope, trying to get her up above Jessica Fox's time. It's a big ask. You cannot have a gate touch, you would think, to get under the time set by the Australian Jessica Fox, but that's a nice move from Gabby Satkova.
Yeah, really nice run, and now this move, you can do some wall push as she is doing right now, or some of the girls did around the pool as a normal upstream.
So going well at the moment, Gabby Satkova. She's certainly putting herself in the mix for a medal. The question is, what colour could that medal be? Nice move there. That was where Jess Fox had a little bit of trouble. So Satkova's time at the moment is good. She needs to nail this move here, though. This is where it can be won or lost. What is she going to do? She's going to go the direct route.
Nicely done.
It is nicely done. She needs to go under 110. I don't think she's going to do it. I think she's going to be just outside, and we'll move into second position for Gabby Satkova. She's pretty happy with that. A clean run. And Jess Fox lets out a sigh of relief there that Gabby Satkova, one of the major threats.
It's always hard to start before at the home course, where is the home crowd, and even harder to start right after Jess Fox when you know that she will have a good run and good time.
So Fox has a medal, definitely. The question will be, what colour will it be? And that has already meant that that's a pretty good weekend for the Australian. She's got a gold already. She's got definitely a bronze here. Could she go even better? We have 2 athletes to go who want to upset the apple cart, including a former world champion, Eleanor Lilling, who I think she won the gold at your home course, Sona, back in, well, not your home course, but in Bratislava back in 2019 at the World Championships. I think she won the gold medal for 2021, was it 2021?
And also 2023.
Yep. So she is an outstanding paddler, and here she is on the water now. Elena Lilich from Germany.
She is definitely one of my favorite paddlers. She has really smooth style, and I know that she is in a same group as Ricarda Funk, so she has someone to look at and then just do the same. But for this season, we can see that she can even beat Ricarda in K1. And if she can do the same in C1, then she knows that she is good for a good change in a race.
Yeah, it's amazing. I mean, she has in the K1, she has ahead of her an Olympic champion. Oh, there's a touch though that could be very much crucial for her final standing. In the K1, she has an Olympic champion in front of her. In the C1, she has a world champion in front of her. So she's always going to have to work very, very hard, Elena Lilich, but she is a very accomplished paddler. Of course, her father, Thomas Apple, is a world-renowned coach, and we know that he gets the best out of his athletes, and Elena has really come on in the last couple of seasons. Question is now, if, oh, no. You can't do 2 gate touches and beat Jessica Fox. Maybe on a good day you could get a gate touch and beat her, but you cannot touch the gate twice and beat the Olympic champion. So, oh, and there's a 3rd touch, so this is not the run that Elena Lilich will want to keep the tape of.
I think she won't be really satisfied with this run, but it's really nice to see her in the final.
And unfortunately now that's the 7th, so Jessica Fox has a medal, Gabby Satkova has a medal. Who will take the next medal? Fox has at least a silver. It's always an incredible performance when somebody can win double gold on a weekend. Jess Fox has done it before, and is she about to do it again? We'll just underline the incredible stature of this woman and the place that she holds in the history of our sport. Every time she goes on the water, know that you're going to get a very, very strong performance. Is she about to make a little bit more history here? She looks a bit nervous because Monica Doria Villarubla, she looks very calm. I gave her good incentive to do well today, Sona, because I told her that if she didn't make the final, she had to do the commentary with me. Because last week she had to do the commentary with me, and I think afterwards she thought I'd much prefer to be on the water than sitting in here with you. No offence. And I wasn't offended at all, because I said I'd much rather watch you on the water. I'd rather I didn't get the opportunity to have you in the commentary box. Same goes with you, Sona. This, as far as I'm concerned, I want this to be the last time you and I are in a commentary box this season, because that means that you'll be in the finals.
Well, at one point I hope so, but on the other hand, I really enjoy it to be here with you and watch the best girls in our sport.
Yep, well, we enjoy having you here too. Monica Doria Villarubla, can she upset the Olympic champion? Can she pull out something incredibly special here in Prague in front of a full house of knowledgeable canoe slalom fans? They are all cheering her on. They don't care that she's from Andorra. They just want to see top quality athletes doing top quality racing. And at the moment, she is putting together a very polished run, and she's in touch. She's in touch. We know that Jess Fox had a problem down the bottom of the course, so there is time to be made up there if Monica is good enough.
Yeah, she is really capable paddler, and her style is also so smooth, and she knew that she is fast, and with her technique we can just expect some good results.
And that's where Fox lost time, so Doria Villarubla scoots around there like the gate didn't even exist, and now she's a second out. Can she make it up here? She's going to have to really nail this move. She did it well in the semi, and she's done it well here as well. That is a really good move. 109.13. It's going to be super close. I think she's going to do it. It's going to be really, really close to the gold medal, just outside. Oh, what a run though for Monica Doria Villarubla. just falling short. What an exciting finish to that race. But Jessica Fox, hats off to you. You are a World Cup winner again. You are a double gold medalist in Prague. What a performance, Sona.
Yeah, Monica, she is such a good peddler, and this season she's really strong, and I think that on each race she's getting just better and better.
Yeah, she's really laid down the challenge now. She's going to be there for the season. She's going to really fight Jess Fox all the way. Jess Fox with a gate touch, don't forget, folks. She had a 2-second penalty. It didn't matter in the end. She went under 110. Yesterday she was the only athlete under 100. Today she's the only athlete under 110. I've got no words. I have no words to describe what she has achieved in this sport, what she continues to achieve in this sport. She's an incredible ambassador, and she always has interesting things to say about her performance. And after winning 2 gold medals in Prague, well, let's have a listen to Australia's Jessica Fox, our gold medalist.
Congratulations, Jess. You've done it again. How do you feel?
Thank you. Crazy, yeah. I'm so happy. It was a really tight final, and you know, Gabby and Monica both put down such good runs, so it was so close to the finish, and yeah, so pleased to take the win today.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, you won yesterday, you won last week. How does that feel? Are you going to Tatsen? Are you ready?
Yeah, it's a great way to start the season. Obviously last week had an amazing race in Augsburg, and I wanted to try and back that up this weekend, and yesterday took a lot out of me, you know, mentally, physically, so yeah, just to put it out there again today is awesome.
Yeah, that was really cool. It was a really tight race for Monica at the end.
Yes, she was paddling so well, and you know, I'm also really happy for Gabby to put down a great run in front of a home crowd, and I am really grateful to be here back in Prague, to all the fans who are out there, even in the rain, so thank you to everyone.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Yeah, fantastic result, and always so humble about, and always has good, strong words to say about the rest of the field, and mentioning there a couple of times the runs of Monica and Gabby, both young athletes, both have got many years in front of them, Sona, to perform at the top level, but you cannot take anything away from Jessica Fox. She's was well below her very best. It was not a patch on her run last week, but still good enough to win a gold.
Yeah, each of the girls have really good run. We already saw Kimberly Woods when we thought that she might be the one who will take the medal, but then the rest of the girls put some really good runs.
So congratulations to our medalist. In just a moment we'll check out the World Cup standings, but absolutely no doubt at all about who will be on top of the World Cup standings. 2 World Cups, 2 gold medals. So not a bad start to the season for Jessica Fox. We'll get that confirmation in just a moment. Angel Hook, after the silver this week and another final, she'll be up there as well. But it's a long season. We've still got another World Cup next weekend in Ljubljana. And then we have a bit of a break. See there, Jess Fox, she was riding that final all the way and riding that run of Monica Doria Villarubla. And there is confirmation. Angel Hoop sitting there in the 2nd position. Eleanor Lilick 3rd, Kimberly Woods 4th. And Monica Doria Villarubla, with her 2nd placing today, jumps up to 5th on the leaderboard. Sona, thank you. We're going to have a listen to another of our Paris
Hello,
hopefuls.
I am Nicolas Destin. I compete in Canoe-Slalom for the French team, and I hope I will be at the start at Paris 2024. For sure, the French team is a really good team in C1, I think. When you are in the French team, you have to do medals during international events. During the last year, we were not very good during the World Championship. For Paris, it's only one day where you have to be really good, so there is still a lot of work. Yeah, for sure this year will be hard, but I want to compete well during the World Cup, and after I will see. I have to take every race one by one.
Unfortunately, Nicolas Guestin will not be in the final, but he is a very exciting young paddler. Sona, thank you so much for joining us for the women's final. I know we're not going to see you in Ljubljana next week, but looking forward to seeing you later on in the season. And as always, it's been an absolute pleasure having you as part of our commentary today.
Thank you, and enjoy the rest of the boys.
Yes, we will. So Sora Stanoska there from Slovakia. And there is the World Cup standings in the men's canoe. Sidiris Tasiadis, the gold medalist from last week, he is not in this final. But have a look down there and you can see at the bottom of the start list there, the flags, 3 Czech flags there. 3 Czech flags, and there stuck between them is the Olympic champion Benjamin Savsek. A few other paddlers here who could upset the apple cart. We saw a silver medal in the women's, bronze medal in the women's for Gabi Satkova. Could there be more medals for the Czechs here? Casey Eichfeld from the United States slalom team has joined me back in the commentary box. We're about to get underway with the men's, but Casey, a quick word on Jess Fox's run there. Awesome.
Awesome. I mean, how else do you describe the way that Jess paddles? She is constantly on. She has such a great personality for racing. She's always so calm. She's always so composed. And even when you see some mistakes happen, 99% of the time, she immediately solves the issue and just continues on back to her plan.
Yeah.
It's really incredible to watch.
Yep, and a super weekend for her with 2 goals. But now let's move on to the men, because we have 10 men vying for 1 gold medal here. And the first paddler on the course is Raffaele Valdi from Italy. He is out to put down a time that could challenge for a medal today. We know that it's a super class finals field, though. There are some very good athletes in here. Did you get a bit of the vibe, Casey, during the break? Certainly the Czech crowd have come here. They want us to be entertained, but they also want medals.
Absolutely, yes. The stands are packed as usual. Prague always puts on an incredible competition, and the locals come out. They're excited, they're pumped, and of course they want to see Czech medals.
I'll tell you what, by the time we get to the last man on the course, they will. If this arena had a roof, it will be blown off this afternoon. But let's not get ahead of ourselves, because at the moment we've got a lot of paddlers to get through before we get to the top 5. And at the moment it is Raffaele Valdi who's putting together a useful run here, Casey. Clean so far, and coming out into this tricky move, he's got himself into a reasonable position.
Yeah, in general, I think this run looks pretty solid, but to be honest, I don't think that it carries the speed to attack the podium.
No, we're going to see. Well, let's have a look at the time that Yuri Priskovich set was a 98.74. That was the fastest time in the semi. So Rafi is 6 seconds outside that. For a final, I don't know if that's going to be medal contention.
Yeah, I don't think so. But it was a good solid run. I think that it showed good composure, but there's got to be more attack. It's got to be more attack. At this point, this is when it's time to put it all down. This is a reasonable course for attacking, and I think that you just can't be too conservative. You know, there's a lot of areas on this course to find time and to lose that time. So if you are not attacking at all times, you know, that time's going to slip away.
I wonder if there is a mindset, though, if you're an athlete, and this is not, I'm not talking about Raffi Valdi here, but if you're an athlete who maybe knows that at your very, very best, you're still not going to challenge the top couple. If there's a mindset that maybe it might be just more useful to be careful, to get a time on there that is not super fast, but challenging enough for all the other athletes, so that you've got, you know, the potential that you could sneak yourself a medal there.
You know, it's possible. Sometimes the more conservative route can reward you that way. But you know, I think here in Prague we are constantly seeing the athletes really striving to cut those lines as much as possible, to squeeze every last tenth. This is traditionally the course where we see the fastest race times throughout the season.
As they say, Casey, no guts, no glory, and we're going to see Adam Burgess now. You mentioned in the semi, he certainly makes good use of the gates, but he's up on the split. But as you said, Raffi's time wasn't that fast, but Adam Burgess, if he can put together his good form today and maybe take a few more risks than he took in the semi, then he might give himself a bit of a shake for a medal. Certainly a top 5 finish for him, but he needs to take some risks. He needs to really put it out there.
A little bit of risk right there, but up to that point, honestly, you know, very, very middle of the gates, not cutting the lines too much. He's keeping the flow of the boat, but I think that there just needs to be a little bit more speed. He's lost a little bit of that lead, but still up there. But you know, he needs to find 5-6 seconds in the bottom of the course in order to attack that sub 9 or sub 100 rather.
And that is a lot of time.
That's a lot of time. Nice bounce here into the up left.
Yeah.
Tight exit.
So 80 seconds or so at the moment. It's going to be just over the 100, I think, by the time.
He's found half of it. You know, a good bounce here.
And good.
Pretty clean on the stern. And
no, there you go. He just leant back too far.
And we talked about this a little bit in the semifinals. You've got to stay off the stern there. That water is, it's thin, it's very foamy, and so as soon as you're up on that tail, there's no pressure to get where you need to go.
Yeah, that is heartbreak for Adam Burgess. I mean, he's still smiling, but he just knows that he's thrown something away there that was setting itself up as a decent run and a decent time. There's mum and daughter there, Jess Fox going off now to get ready for yet another gold medal presentation. But yeah, Adam Burgess had a pretty good run going there, and you mentioned it there, Casey. He picked up the time again, but just losing it with the balance in that last tricky combination and slipped himself out of medal contention. Unfortunately, we're going to see it in a moment. Just there, look at that. Willing the boat across, but it just didn't want to do it for him.
Yep.
Tough break there for Adam Burgess. He will now watch on as another 8 athletes ply their trade and try and look at that. That is the man who knows that he's thrown away a possibility there just with one simple mistake. The Spanish crowd, the Spanish fans are ready for this young man now. Miguel Trave. What can he put on for us today? We know that he's fast. We know that he's a very polished paddler. Can he match it with the big guys in a final, in a senior final? He had a couple of good World Cups last year, and really,
so smooth through that upstream. It's a very tricky upstream because the water is very aerated and it's not very stable to get good pressure for your strokes. So when you can find the speed through that upstream, there's a little bit of time to be gained there. Very smooth so far. Good cross. Not surprising that he's going to be up on the split by a whole second. This is a nice spin for him, onside stroke.
Yeah, we're seeing the very, very best of Miguel Trave here. He's at the top part of the course at least. He's getting it all together nicely.
Really holding onto those good lines. Cutting there, put on the tail. Just a little wobbly there, and it's got him in the hole. And a bow touch on the outside pole.
So that is disappointing for Trave. That is going to mean that he's going to have to really pick up some time at the bottom of the course to get himself back up the leaderboard. 2 seconds is a lot in a men's final. And we know with the caliber of the athletes to come, you're going to have to... Oh, yeah, he's done
good
right.
Save, though. Very, very good save. Lost the grip there on the water in the jump, but great reaction there. I think that still... fairly on it. He's found some time.
So he's not going to be under the 100 mark, but he could be pretty close to the time set by Rafael Valdi of 104.10. It's going to be touch and go. I think he would be just outside that time, so he'll probably slip into second position here with a 105.04 for Miguel Trave and into second position. So we mentioned Casey, the first paddler on the course, very conservative, error-free run. And at the moment, I know we're only 3 paddlers down, but there he is, still sitting there in the gun. But wow, we've got some good paddlers to come, including Lucas Rosen, who will be the next man on the course, and he's already shown us. He showed us last week in the heats in Augsburg, and he showed us again in the heats in Prague here that he is super fast. Now, if he can bring that form that he showed in the heats into the final, he could find himself right up near the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Miguel Trave, we mentioned before, does the C1, does the K1. One of They are exciting young paddlers for the future. Now the French, there's Titian Castric and Nicolas Guestin, the two French teammates, watching on as Lucas Royston. I mentioned before, we hadn't seen him for a couple of seasons, and then he came back last week in Augsburg. You can see by the number on his bib, 51, that indicates that he's a long way down the list in terms of guys who have got strong performances under their belt. That reflects the fact that he's been away from the sport for a couple of seasons. Well, he's certainly been away from top level. And look at that time. Wow.
Very smooth paddling so far. He is running the boat really well, but it's a nice balance of cutting the lines but still giving himself a little bit of space so that he's not having to move the paddle in a way that takes away from the power of the stroke.
Lucas,
ooh, just a little snug there. Just
yeah.
Missed a little bit on that pressure for the first push. Taking on a touch, but still very much in touch.
Oh, no, you can't do that. You can't have two touches, Lucas. You need to really pin the ears back now and fly home, because you've got 4 seconds you've got to make up somewhere on this course. And that is disappointing for the young man from France.
Very clean bounce there. Generally still very strong paddling. Oh, and a third touch.
Yeah, that's it. That's the final over, unfortunately, for Lucas Royston, and he's got this move to come. So again, not being able to transfer his heat form into a final. There's something for him to work on as the season progresses, because he'd be happy to know that he is fast and that he has got that ability, but he just needs to be able to get the mindset right to put it down in the final.
Yeah, very solid speed there, but just a little bit off at the gates.
So, still, as we head towards the halfway stage of this final, it's still Rafi Avaldi with a time of 1:04, still sitting there waiting to see if anybody could go under his time. A little sneak peek there for you folks, a little treat for you at home to see what goes on at Mission Control with them. All the tellies are going, they're all checking what is happening, looking very closely at all the action. Out of shot there, you couldn't see it, but it is lunchtime, so they probably had a little martini or something to the side just to get them through what is a very challenging time.
Oh, absolutely. The coordination that these guys, I mean, we talk about the athletes on the course, but these guys back here in the camera booth, it's unreal. I got to hang out for about 10 minutes and just watching the way that they work, it's pretty unreal. I don't think that I have the mental capacity to keep up with that.
Yeah, I mean, the thing that's kept them going over the years is the famous Loken cookie dough that he brings along to every event, and I think a lot of people just put their hands up to come to the event just so they can get a slice of the cookie dough action. But Eric, I don't know if Eric's bought the cookie dough. I saw Angela there is in the judge's box. I don't know whether Angela puts forward the cookie dough, but Eric's cookie dough is a treat. You must get it all the time. Are you allowed access to it?
You know, I don't think so. This is the first time hearing of it.
Really?
I'm jealous.
Yes. Zach probably keeps it from you. He's thinking, I'm not giving you any advantage.
He keeps all the delicious things to himself.
Yes, he does. Now, Jules Bernadette is the second French paddler on the water. At the moment, this World Cup final is wide open, because both Casey and I can't believe that a 1:04 could win the gold medal. So it is wide open for an athlete to nail. Oh, and there's a touch.
Just some struggles there. You can see he missed the bounce on the first spin, forcing a second spin, and then taking the penalty. And in conjunction with that, it's just a lot of time lost to that early in the course. A little offline here. Good save though. But you can see he's just kind of riding that tail.
Yeah, this is really playing into the hands of the three Czech athletes, isn't it? There's not a run here at the moment that's going to seriously worry them, which is a good thought to have when you're sitting at the top of the course, that there may even be room for a mistake and still be in the hunt for a medal, because at the moment the 1:04 is the gold medal time.
Yep, swinging wide. Good bounce here, nice punt. Not a lot of time lost there, but well, he's found a lot of time. Look at this. Found a lot of time. So he's still able to attack the lead. This is pretty straight. Can he take the bounce? Just ducking in there a little bit, and now it's just all power.
So he's going to be our new race leader, no doubt about that. The question is, how far under will he be? He's 1.2 seconds under Rafael Valdi's time. So Jules Bernadette is 4 seconds outside the time that was put down by Yuri Prishchevic in the semi, though. So that's a lot. And you would think that they would be good at it. Keep your mouth closed, man. Don't put water in your mouth. You'll pay the price. You'll pay the big price later. Oh, there we go. You'll pay a big price later on. That's the crazy young people of today, though. They don't understand. You can't drink water from a river. Especially this river. Oh, so there's some stuff going in up there upstream.
I think that most of the athletes on the circuit have experienced 1 or 2 stomach bugs from the water.
It goes with the turf. So Jules Bernadette is our race leader at the halfway stage. We'll see how quickly he can get up out of the boat and up to our commentary position. We'll get some insights. There's the Satkova sisters, a medal. Yeah, she's so excited about a medal, she can't take her bib off yet. She's Gabby Satkova. She'll be very, very happy with the bronze medal from early on. So there's the standings at the halfway stage. 102.9, Jules Bernadette at the top of the leaderboard. And looks like we're straight now. With no interviews, no time for dilly-dallying. We are straight into the bottom 5, and it's Matej Benouche.
Very nice head duck into that upstream there, spending very little time in that eddy. Nice crossbow spin here. Keeping the boat moving. Staying in the white water is key in that. It's very easy to get stuck in that eddy and lose a lot of time. Crushing the up left here.
Looking good at the moment. This is a nice clean run, just down a little bit on the split time, but there's time to be made up at the bottom of the course. And of course, Jules Bernadette did have a gate touch.
Just a little low for Mate there, but he's got that wingspan to really reach and pulls it out well.
This is like the canoe slalom albatross. The Mikhail Gross, wasn't it? Wasn't he the original albatross? Oh, look at that. He's picked up a lot of time.
2 seconds. Ooh, that was snug on 14, but I think he got away with it.
Lucky he trimmed his armpit hairs today. That's all I can say.
I was wondering what his secret was. Now it all makes sense.
Yep, it's the armpit hairs. You've got to keep them trimmed. Oh, that was tidy.
Nice. Sneaking that crossbow in.
We're going to see a good time here. I think we're going to have a sub 100 time here on this tracking at the moment. We're looking at a sub 100 if he gets this right.
Straight. Oh, he's opting for the straighter line. Up on top of it. Ooh, little duck and push.
What a combination.
Wow. This is the time to pull it off. Another instance of his great wingspan, just affording in this huge power stroke.
Just over the 100, but that is the challenge which has been laid down from Matej Benouche from Slovakia. Has he done enough to win a medal? He's put the pressure on the remaining 4 athletes. They are going to have to do something special now.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just really nailing some of these key moves, and I think, as you said at the beginning of the broadcast, Casey, you've got to take the risks if you want to get the results, and Matej Benouche has never been one to shy away from taking risks, and when he gets it right, and when he there's the armpit there, just not playing a factor there because it was trimmed nicely. A bit of grooming.
It's a very nice shave. Very close cut.
Bit of self-grooming this morning to prepare himself for the final. Is that enough for should be enough for a medal. Is it enough for a gold medal?
I don't know. Those Czechs have really shown us what they're capable on this course.
Makes you realise, I mean, we were both pretty impressed with that run. That's still a good 3 seconds outside Yuri Prishkovic's run this morning. It makes you realise how good that run was in the semi.
Yeah, absolutely. And honestly, I was a little surprised. I thought that it was going to be sub 100, and then that's just a very long sprint from the last gate to the finish line.
Yeah. Vaclav Chaluka, the youngest of the 3 Czechs in this final. Can he get the crowd warmed up? Can he get them on the edge of their seat?
So far, very controlled. This is good paddling. Going to be very competitive with the split. Look at that, half a second up. A little wobble on the stern there, but he kept it off of the gate pole. A little double pump there, but I don't think there's any time loss. Just a little struggle there with the wave. Pushed him onto the eddy line and a little less speed, opting for the wider line on 10. Doesn't want to take a risk here. Very nice bounce into 12.
So he's going to be pretty close to...
I think he's going to be a little behind though. Yep.
Yeah.
Lost almost a second, but there's time to be had.
Yes, there is. We saw Banush was a little bit slow from the last gate to the finish line, so he could pick up a bit of speed there. But we also saw Banush really nail those gates at the bottom of the course. Just got it perfect almost. So, the crowd. Maybe it was the crowd just for the excitement, the adrenaline rush there. Maybe got a little bit too much for Vaclav Chaluka. He's going to struggle now to get inside the time of Banush. He's too far out now, surely. That's more than 4 seconds.
Very nice straight line, though. That's easily one of the best final offsets that I've seen. Unfortunately, just on the wrong run.
Yep. And really slipping down now to 5th overall. Yeah, he'd be disappointed. He was tracking well there, but just that big mistake. I wonder whether, the crowd was so loud. I wonder whether that gave him that adrenaline rush and he maybe pushed himself maybe a little bit too hard with that adrenaline coursing through his veins. Casey, I've heard that happen sometimes.
Yeah, it looked to me like he was about to have a really nice jump and then just came a little too far forward with the body, got the weight on that bow, and it stuck hard in that weird water. It's that there are so many variables to keep track of when we're out there. It's one of the crazy unique things about our sport is that there is no consistency. There is nothing. Look at that, just getting on that edge, heavy on the bow, just trying to pull that around. You can see the bow burying in the water.
Yeah, disappointing for him in front of his home crowd.
But still, finals at home, something to be proud of.
It's all experience, isn't it? But knowing that there are 2 other Czech boats out there who could now finish inside him, the competition is so tight on this Czech team for positions for not just the World Championships, but then ultimately the chance to go to Paris next year. It seems so cruel, Casey, that only one athlete can go from each country, because we see so many quality athletes sitting at home watching the Olympics on the telly.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's kind of mind-boggling that world champions may not be the ones to go to the Olympic Games. And to have these strong nations like the French, the Czech, the Slovaks, to have all of these...
Wow, Lucas Rowan. Oh, so the Czechs... Wow.
It's very nice there, though. Probably not enough to gain back 2 seconds, but it's a start. I would say that he is not out. Just a little struggle there, though. Those are the kinds of mistakes where you can see that the focus isn't quite on.
It's a double-edged sword, isn't it, Casey? Like the home crowd... Oh, no, there's a 50. There's a 50. That is the race over. It's a double-edged sword, isn't it, Lucas? Isn't it, Casey? You've got the home crowd to push you on, but also it's the extra pressure that these guys must be feeling. And unfortunately, Lucas Rowan has gone to pieces for him a little bit. They're reviewing it, but you and I saw it. It was pretty clear.
That's a kind review.
I mean, I think it's standard for a 50. You've always got to review it to make sure, because it is such a big moment in a race to lose a 50-second penalty.
Yeah, you can still see very in touch despite the 50. If you just... some magic happens and that gets removed, but I think that looked pretty cut and dry to me.
So Matej Banush has another medal. He's pretty consistent now. He picks up medals at most events he goes in. The question will be, what colour will this medal be? You've still got an Olympic champion to come, and a bloke who it's just actually almost offensive how good he is. Here we go. Let's have a look at now. This is the move here. So the boat went through okay, but did the head? Nope.
I think not.
Yeah, cookie dough out of vision there. It's just to the side there. We can't see that, just next to the martini. So let's have a look from this angle. Can't see how that. Yep, penalty confirmed. I don't think Lucas will be disappointed. I think he knows that he pushed that a little bit too far. And, well, talk about take the wind out of the sails of the home crowd. They might have come here thinking they could win a trifecta of medals. But now they are looking at potentially only one. And that's going to be a tough ask as well, because this guy here, Benny Savsek, he means business. And we know, I mean, his run in Tokyo was a sight to behold. Always delivers, especially under pressure. You mentioned this earlier in the semi-finals about how he's consistent and runs good races here in Prague.
Yes, he's a very powerful paddler, and you can see that in the first sprint. Very strong, very solid. You see, he doesn't get on the tail a whole lot. Keeps that bow down, keeps the momentum of the boat moving forward very efficiently. Oh, very snug. But again, low bow, you know, not getting flashy, and look, paying it off. It's paying off. So a little stuck there, but he's got time.
Yep. So Benny Savsek would definitely be eyeing off a sub 100, or a little bit deep there.
Yeah, just a little low, but he keeps it, again, keeps it moving. Got out of there, a little pump here. Ooh, double pump, but he's good.
He's got it back.
Very nice.
He's got it back. You know, for an inexperienced paddler, you could lose it there when you
absolutely lose it. Just gain time. But did I see the tiniest brush on that, or was it my imagination? He cut that into the upstream very tightly, but nothing so far. So he's not putting any ideas in the judges' heads.
No, ground control to Major Tom. The circuit's dead. We've said nothing. So
very nice. Whoa, he is looking for it. He wants it.
Is he going to go
on? 4.5 seconds. My goodness.
Are we going to see a sub 100 time here?
Very solid. This is a little conservative, but good push. Very keeping the momentum. Again, keeping that bow down. Oh, easy. 97.
Sub 100. Benny Savsek, Olympic gold medalist. Boom.
Oh,
boom, boom.
That's
beautiful. You can give yourself a clap. You're allowed to give yourself another clap. Yep. You deserve that.
Lose your paddle, hand paddle, man.
Just throw it into the crowd. Actually, don't do that.
Hand paddled that last sprint and then fine. My goodness.
He's even splashing the polluted water into his eyes. That's how happy he is.
That's okay. He won't know whether it's the water or all the beer after tonight.
Wow. Is that going to be the time? Can Yuri Pristovic at his second World Cup go under 97.65? If Yuri goes under this time, I'm going to put these headsets down, I'm going to walk out of here, and I'm going to jump into the water.
Okay. All right, I'll take video. I'll put it on what's the thing that the kids call the TikTok?
No,
put it on the TikTok.
One of those things.
One of those things.
Actually, maybe I won't, but we'll see. I think that was such a good run. Such a good run.
Just absolutely. I don't believe in perfection on the course, but that was pretty damn close.
I mean, I'm not going to tell him later on because I'll have to interview him. I'm not going to say that my very good friend Casey Eitfeld reckon you got away with the touch.
Oh, that's okay. I'll tell him to his face. I'll tell him to his face.
Yeah, well,
and then I'll buy him a beer for it.
Yeah. Even with a touch, though, he would be still sub 100. Righto, Yuri Pristovic. Let's see how good you are. You've already won a K1 gold. Can he back it up?
Look at this very different style of paddling, though, that we're seeing from him versus what we saw of Benny. Benny probably slammed 30 strokes in there. Yeah. And Yuri is just, it almost looks like he's floating, but the boat is moving really efficiently.
Well, I mean, he's so at home on this water. If he wasn't already happily married, he would marry the water here and just like spend the rest of his life.
It's been a much longer relationship than his marriage.
It sure has. He's a little, he's nearly 3 seconds outside the split here. I don't know, but he could make that up.
You know, I think, just a little struggle there. Maybe he's changed tact a little bit and just trying to go a little more conservative to find a medal.
Right, can I make a bold prediction here? We came into this thinking the Czechs could win 3 medals. I don't know if they're going to win 1. This is going to be a big finish for Yuri Pristovic to make up some time here.
Very nice push off the wall there, though. But yeah, 3.5 seconds is a big deficit.
He's working hard, and the crowd are trying to lift him. The crowd are trying to get him over the line. Oh, he's gone to the crowd to thank them.
And there it is. 3.5 seconds was still a possibility, but
he went across to the crowd there to thank them for coming out today and giving them support. And unfortunately, there we go. Benny Savsek. Oh no! Now we see the problems come. It was a big ask. He knew he had to do something special. But unfortunately for Yuri Priskovic, it's not going to be a medal. There's not going to be a medal for the Czech Republic. It is gold for Benny Savcek from Slovenia. He is back on top. It is silver for Mate Benush, and it is bronze for a man with a 2-second penalty, Jules Bernadette from France. Amazing.
Unreal. Just unreal. Oh, I think that I think that Benny and this course have some sort of relationship. It's unreal. It's unreal.
It does seem to be some sort of
the magic that I have seen that man pull off in this venue.
There seems to be a connection. There is a connection. I mean, whether he sends it flowers or something when he's away overseas, whether he just gives it a ring occasionally, just check up that it's okay. Maybe he just, oh, look at that for Yuri Priskovic. He knew then that the work was all ahead of him. But hats off to Benny Savcek. You don't get an Olympic gold medalist. Oh, you can see the Czech, what the heck, said the Czech crowd. I mean, they expect a lot of this little man, and he usually delivers, but today it was a very big task.
Congratulations, you've won the second World Cup here in Prague. How do you feel?
Yeah, thank you very much. I feel amazing. It was a long time since I was standing on the first place on World Cup, and I had a pretty good run, amazing run, and I'm really happy to do it.
Definitely, that looked like a really good run. What does this mean for you, the second World Cup of the season?
Yeah, well, it's a good motivation for the next World Cup. It will be in my home place in Ljubljana, Tacen, next World Cup, and I am looking forward to it.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's something which I don't know that athletes would be overly confident about. If they want to knock Benny Savcek off the top of the podium, they've got to go to his home dung heap to do it next week. That's going to be a tough one.
You know, that's not an order I'd like to be called to.
Well, you're going to be.
Oh no, I won't. I took on some junior athletes, and I will be headed to the ECAs with them, do a little coaching, and then
Well, we'll see you back in London anyway.
Yes, you will.
For the World Championships and those Olympic quotas. But let's have a look now at the World Cup standings. Mate Benush now with a couple of solid results at the top of the board. Benny Savcek there and Sidiris Tatsiadis, courtesy of his gold medal last week, sitting in the third spot. What a great final. We've seen some quality paddling today. A little bit of a surprise. 3 Czechs in the finals, no medals for the host nation. Casey, thank you so much, mate, for coming in here and commentating. Enjoy the Europeans and enjoy the coaching. We'll see you in London.
Absolutely, you will. Thank you so much for having me. It's been a pleasure as always.
And thank you for joining us at home. We hope you've enjoyed today's coverage from the second International Canoe Federation Canoe Slalom World Cup of 2023. Don't forget, join us tomorrow. We've got kayak cross. It is super exciting. If you haven't seen a kayak cross competition yet, set some time aside tomorrow to watch it, because I think you will be impressed. I think you'll enjoy the action. You'll enjoy the excitement. And on this course here in Prague, we're going to see some great racing tomorrow. Thank you so much. My name's Ross Solly. It's been my pleasure to bring you this event today. We hope you've enjoyed it. Join us again tomorrow from Prague. But for now, it's over and out.